Bonjour, film lovers! Did you know that you can subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, and Stitcher Radio? We also have a website, realnerdspodcast.com, where you can find cool articles and other ways to listen to the podcast. You can also follow us on social, Facebook at Real Nerds Podcast, and Twitter and Instagram at Real Nerds. You can also call us at 720-6nerds5. We will listen to it, we will play it, and we will probably commentate on it. Also, email us at realnerds@gmail.com. Anyway, enjoy the episode.
This is Real Nerds Podcast, a proud supporter of popcultureclassroom.org, which you can log onto and help support their cause since we have had back-to-back years with no Denver Pop Culture Con. I am Ryan. With me is Zach.
Hello.
When I say your name, you talk.
Okay.
Brad.
What's up?
Corinne.
Greetings.
And we have a special guest, Jerry the artist. What's up, buddy?
Thank you. Greetings, gentlemen.
Woo! How's it going?
It's going well. Just busy, closing down the year and trying to finish strong. Yeah, that's those are the bullet points. There's a lot.
You know what?
I don't want to.
Jerry, I'm not going to lie. Those are great bullet points. I love closing the year down strong. I like that.
Yeah.
Every week on Real Nerds Podcast, we see a new movie or stream a new movie. This week, our movie of the week is Wonder Woman 1984. Stay tuned to the end of the episode where we will tell you if you should see the film, play the trailer, and then we will spoil the film for you. We also talk about movies we've watched throughout the week, movies that are coming out on Blu-ray, movie news, which not a lot's going on. This is Christmas week, and I hope everybody had a great holiday and got everything they wanted. And yeah, that's what we do here on Real Nerds.
I didn't get what I wanted. Jack Benny didn't come back to life. Boo.
Well, maybe if you wished it, he would have.
I didn't wish hard enough, Ryan. I'll do it next year, I swear.
Be careful,
Then
Zach. Monkey's paw.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to run into you, and I'm going to say, renounce your wish. Renounce it.
I'll just go, now cut that out.
Golden ball.
Oh, God. We'll talk about it.
So, Jerry, I know that you're an artist that had a table at Denver Pop Culture Con planned. Is there a way we can support your art without going to Denver Pop Culture Con?
Yeah. So, there is a way, yes, but I'm still working on fine-tuning a website, which you guys will have access to in about 2 weeks or so, and that would be the best way to support me. Another one would be on Facebook and Instagram. I have a art page called The Art of Jerry M, which is on Facebook, and I also have a YouTube channel, which is you have to spell it ARTOGM, which is The Art of Jerry M, just compressed. So Facebook and YouTube are the best place to support my art, and in 2 weeks you'll have a website where you can go and I guess you could say fulfill your artist's dreams come true by buying a lot of things that I've put up there.
Very cool.
Love it. Yeah, and I have to say, too, your Facebook page is cool because sometimes there's some artists I'm like, oh, I'll support this person because we know them. But you're really talented, so keep up the good work.
Thank you. It means a lot. Appreciate it.
That's not fake praise is what I'm saying.
Jerry's also a really cool film company because we got to see Charade with him last year.
That's right.
Amazing.
It was one of the coolest nights ever. Virtually everybody in the group was there except for James. That's a name I've not heard in a long time.
I'm here. I'm James. I don't know why you're talking to me like I'm not here.
Wow. James, how's Leona?
You know, I haven't seen her in a while, and I don't think this is my house, actually. I might want to go check up on that.
So, Jerry, I have a question in regards to the art.
Yeah.
When you've been since the Comic-Con was unfortunately postponed and whatnot, have you tried to figure out backup plans and whatnot, or are you kind of just still waiting to see what things shake out as?
Well, the Comic-Con thing, it's kind of been a blessing in a weird way. For me, it's forced me to actually to explore other venues, other ways to getting my name out there and my art out there. So it's forced me to go into LinkedIn, into Twitter, and to start cultivating more of a presence on those platforms.
Okay.
Twitter, I'm still trying to figure that out because, it's not that I'm not even going to say like I'm old and this technology is beyond me. It's just, it's riddled with insanity that I don't have the patience to entertain.
Welcome to my mind.
It's not a great visual platform, Twitter.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. It's not a visual platform, and I clash against that. So on the one side, it's been an opportunity to figure out how to move forward with that.
Mm-hmm.
The other one has been, when you do this for so long, you kind of lose perspective on why you do it and whether or not those goals are still what you're going for.
Mm-hmm.
So taking this break and not feeling the pressure of Denver Comic-Con, Pop Culture Con, it's been refreshing. It's given me time to just go, what do I actually, I remember all the stuff I wanted to draw, but now I can actually take a breath and realize, okay, maybe there are things I want to experiment.
Okay. Wonderful. That's a great time to experiment around this time of with everything going on. It's been a great time to really stretch your wings and figure all those things out.
Yeah.
And Jerry, what do you like to draw the most? What is your passion?
Well, there are 3 categories. So the first one is faith is real important to me. So I've always been inspired by the great masters through my mother to just do religious artwork, not because I have a degree in theology and I can say, this is what you should believe in, more because, I don't know, it always, when I was a kid, it always made me think beyond myself, try to give something to other people and just tell people share my faith with other people, but not, again, I don't have a theology degree or any of that stuff. I'm not interested in doing that. I just want to say this is a part of me I like to share with you, and that's where that is. Comic books are a big part of it. Comic books and manga. I love drawing a lot of that. Comics, DC, Marvel, Tintin, just everything in between. I love that. And the last is, my own fantasy stuff. My fantasies are usually, okay, I should really careful with that line because I could be taken really bad.
Ryan, put your muzzle on.
So there I was, tied up to her bed, motor oil smeared all over my body.
Wow.
She came in with a set of jumper cables. That's like 1994 Jeff Foxworthy, I think.
What I like to draw in the realm of fantasy is, just things all over there. Just try to be creative. So yeah, those are the 3 pillars of my artwork.
Very nice. Very cool.
And is there an artist that you look to that is your inspiration to becoming an artist?
There were a couple. The first one was when I first came to the States and when I was going through school, I could barely speak English. English was just it was just a pain. And my teachers came up with a plan, which is every week when I would do good in school, they would give me a page of a comic book. That comic book was Peter Parker's Spider-Man number 88, drawn by John Romita Jr. So he was my first artist that I really went, okay, I really love this. And then you had a couple other, Michael Turner, he since passed away in 2008. Stanley, just because, it's Stanley.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Lee, Ivan Reis, Tyler Kirkman, Jason Fabik. So there's a lot, but the great masters. So Botticelli, Raphael, the Ninja Turtles, and Titian. I could go on, but there's just, I grab from everywhere.
So now the follow-up question is, where are you from, Jerry? I didn't even know you came to America.
So I'm from the DRC, Democratic Republic of the Congo. It is in Central Africa. It's a country that is 3/4 the size of the U.S. In the heart of Africa. I was born in the capital city of Kinshasa. And when I came here, I was like 10 and a half or so. And English was not my first language. It was French is my first language. English is second.
And how's your French now?
It's really good. I use it with my parents all the time. We've always decided at home, you can, since I can speak French with my parents, my brother a little bit, and my siblings, it's kind of Franco-English, which is they speak a couple words in French and mix it with English. So it's
Nice.
Yeah.
I took French for 8 years in middle school, in high school, and then in college.
Yeah.
I remember most of it. I went to Paris, 10 years ago, and that was a crash course to get really back into it. But it's kind of cool when you remember, words as they come back, and that's awesome, man. Well, great success story coming to America then.
Yep.
We love it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, you got it. So we're going to kick off the show with the segment I call Going Around Town with Brad. Wait, we can't. Nothing's going on around town. You can go see the zoo lights at the Denver Zoo. It's beautiful. Make sure you reserve your time because it's sold out until the first of the year.
Wait, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Well, they only let a certain amount of people in. And I was reading, too, the Denver Zoo needs help feeding their animals because they only allow a certain amount of people in right now. So if you can, that's another place to donate to is at denverzoo.org to feed the lions, tigers, and bears, and
feed them Zach.
Chimpanzees.
Or I apply for a job feeding animals. My dream, the thing that I was born to do.
And they're like, yeah, Zach, just walk into the tiger pen with this bacon on you. You're good.
Okay, why not? Sure. Whoa!
Tigers are fed.
Help me, please, God!
Bandamir.
Or Zach becomes Tiger King 2.0.
Guess what, motherfuckers? Oh my God. Why did you have to remind me that was a thing this year? Jesus.
That Ryan Frost is a stone cold bitch.
I said
Hey,
Ryan's wearing a flower hat. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Zach sucks.
Bandamir also has their own drive-through lights thing. So
That's right.
Yeah.
if you can't get to
Spread
the zoo.
the holiday cheer.
The holiday cheer.
Or frequent the new ice rink in Idaho Springs
Oh,
on
that's
Digger
right.
Field.
Oh, yeah.
Glice. It's like synthetic ice, so it's really interesting. I haven't ice skated on it yet, but I was out there on patrol a couple days ago, and lots of kids were having fun. So
Yeah, it's going to be out there till April at least. They might even keep it longer.
I need to
that's
see you chase down a perp on the ice. Just put
It's
that
not that
out.
big. He could
yeah,
just
it's not
run
that
around
big. I
it
would
pretty
just run
easily.
around the oval and be like, "You get back here."
If I go there, Ryan, will they boom through the music system? Christmas time is here, so I can pretend I'm a Peanut character for 5 seconds.
Sure.
Cool, that'd be awesome. I want to recreate the opening of a Charlie Brown Christmas.
You can always do that in your mind, Zach.
No, but it's not the same, Ryan. It's not the same. I found a dog who's really cool. He writes, and he can also fight in a biplane. I just need to get him up to Idaho Springs.
You know, I always wonder if people get sick of me sharing the peanut strips constantly. And am I the only
No,
one who's amused by them?
No, I've fallen off doing it, but I still love doing it.
Yeah.
It's I mean, and if they get annoyed, Ryan, you know what? You could just pretend that they're actually saying wah 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 wah, and it doesn't register to you. You know,
it wouldn't matter anyways, because I don't care.
I have yet to meet a person who doesn't like peanuts. I'm pretty sure it's just universally loved.
if they do, if somebody out there hates the Peanuts, then they have no soul. and I don't know what else to say to them at this point.
Also, they have no peanuts.
Oh, snap.
I don't know what that was supposed to mean, but okay.
That was a Zach joke right there.
That was. We
I
don't
just
have
kind of-
dad jokes. We have Zach jokes.
I just imagine the Seinfeld theme playing as Corinne said that, and then she's just in front of a brick wall wearing a suit. What's the deal with airline food?
You know, you joke about that, Zach, but I did re-listen to Jerry Seinfeld, I'm Telling You, for the last time yesterday. We listened to it all the time when I was a kid.
That's a great album. That album is wonderful.
So good. I have, like, his whole bit about the bobsled run and the luge memorized. This is on the bobsled run, but it's not even a sled. It's just Bob. It's just a human being hanging on for dear life. This is the whole sport, people.
Oh god, I need to dig some Seinfeld back into my life. That's overdue. Anywho, but that's what's going on around town.
Yep, nothing movie related. Drive-ins closed, theaters closed, bugs closed.
Everything's closed.
I closed.
You can come up to Idaho Springs, though. We have 25% dine-in. So, you know, you can go to Bojo's and wait an hour to eat a pizza because they're always busy.
Or just take
tempted
out.
Brad.
Or you can take it out.
You guys just tempted Brad. I could see the look on his face.
Actually, I discovered a pizza place near me, and pretty jonesing for there. Tomorrow, I think we can get one for lunch.
Is it wrong of me that I live in Idaho Springs and I don't think Bojo's is the best pizza here?
No, because you've been overexposed to Bojo's your entire life, like the rest of us who've lived in the state.
Yeah, they're not
What?
exclusive to Idaho Springs. Like,
It's true.
There was one in on Colorado Boulevard for a long time.
I think Arvada has one.
They
What's
do.
the
It's on.
better one than Ryan? Piggies?
No. I won't say why I don't go to Picky's because I'm a professional and I don't want to get people in trouble for what I do for a living. But the best pizza in Idaho Springs, if you go to Come and Go on Friday, it's buy one, get one free.
The Come and Go pizza.
You think I'm joking, but they actually make their pizzas from scratch, and they're not that bad.
I've had their pizza and it's okay.
I know. I said it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's not $37 for a pizza like Bojo's. So
Yeah, but Bojo's pizza is actually good. It's not as good as you're paying for it, but it's better than Come and Go pizza.
I remember Bojo's being mostly crust.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can get it where the crust is pretty thick. But
Yeah, so that's Prairie is thin, and then I think it's the Mountain Pie is what they call the one with the 18 pounds of crust on it.
This is the part of the show where we review Bojo's. Ryan, should people go to Bojo's?
Real Nerds
you know-
Pizza.
Pickaxe has a good white sauce, so
I could do like Leonard in Community and have my own YouTube pizza tasting channel. Any Community fans here? Hello?
I forgot I watched that show this year.
Ryan
It's been
likes
such a
this.
long year.
Ryan likes this post.
We lost you yet, Jerry. Do you want to get off this call?
All right. I'm still here. Community lost me. Seinfeld had me.
Yeah, there we go.
Perfect.
Wait, Jerry, you've never seen Community?
Not all of it. I would say I've only seen 3 episodes.
Okay. Yeah, just watch seasons 1 through 3. Don't bother with the rest.
Yep, agreed.
Except
Or
for a
watch-
couple of episodes, and I'll have to point them out to you.
Okay.
Or watch the rest and don't listen to Corinne because she's always a hater.
I'm not a hater. Everybody agrees that the 5th and 6th seasons, at least, are not great.
They're still fun.
Eh.
I mean, you refuse to see, Toy Story 4, so I don't trust your
Oh
opinion.
my gosh. Are we ever going to let this go?
Nope.
No. Why does there need to be a Toy Story 4? Like it doesn't.
Amen! Thank you, Jerry. This is why we're friends.
Yes. Like, I
So-
mean,
Why does there need to be anything?
Yeah.
okay, first of all, Toy Story 3, we I don't know, like Schindler's Toy Box scene, which was just on. I cried so much in that one. I'm like, okay, it's over. Toy Story 4 and I just heard Tim Allen and Tom Hanks are crying. I'm like, I'm not doing this. It doesn't need to exist. Let's just stop. Yeah.
Jerry, you should do yourself a favor. See Toy Story 4. It's brilliant.
You know what? I'll just. That's
I
what
promise.
Yeah,
I won't leave you astray.
Here's what you do, Jerry. You watch it, and then we all encapsulate Corinne and go, join us. Like, it's much better than I thought it would be.
But does it need to exist?
Yes.
I mean,
It has
that's-
something to say
completes-
about being beyond middle age.
It completes Woody's journey.
It's a rather large question. Like, do any of us need to exist? Technically,
Yes.
Life doesn't end in your prime.
Yeah, we got a movie that addresses that. It's called
Wait.
Soul.
wait. You're saying that it doesn't end in high school, Brad?
Believe it or not, it's true.
That's so deep, man. You need to start a CW series.
My favorite is when I'm on Facebook and it says, friend suggestions, and it's
Mhm.
people from high school, and they're still the same, and they're not cool anymore. Because it's not cool to be an asshole. Anyways,
That's what's going on around town.
Few movie news stuff going on. Let's check out movie news.
It's real news.
Alrighty. I guess there's gonna be a Ready Player 2. The book has already been released, and so now there's already talks for a movie adaptation. It says it's early stages right now, especially since Hollywood is in limbo. And Ernest Cline said, but I can tell you from the experience of making the first movie that everybody had a lot of fun. So we're going to get a Ready Player 2. I didn't know that there was a Ready Player 2 until literally this year. So I don't know what happens after the... It seems like everything was pretty wrapped up in a bow. They got rid of Ben Mendelsohn, and he got the company, and he instituted rules, and Mark Rylance's character was redeemed virtually in that wonderful scene. I don't know. I don't know. Anybody, do you have any thoughts on this?
I didn't know it existed until just a second when you
Okay.
said that.
So cool. Then
The book only came out like a month ago, so
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even see the movie. I'm curious, would it be like the same cast and creators? Would Steven Spielberg come back to direct it and everything?
I highly doubt it.
he usually doesn't do sequels. So I think Lost World is the only sequel he's
He
ever
did
done.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, and he stopped.
Is he directing the fifth one?
Nope.
Oh, James Mangold,
Yep.
supposedly.
He
Oh,
finally
it's
said.
happening.
He finally said, I can't keep up with what all these fucking nerds want. I'm done.
That's the
He
weird
just-
thing about the Disney conferences. They said, like, we're announcing that James Mangold's doing the Indiana Jones thing. I'm like, you said that like a year ago. Like,
But we're doing it again. It's an investor conference. They got to get people amped up. People who probably don't read film Twitter.
Also, to be fair, I mean, I think everybody forgot everything that's happened before this year. So,
Oh yeah, I forgot about Tiger King, and then everybody had to bring that fucking thing back in my life. Anyway, we'll move on from Ready Player One, which is a Warner Brothers movie, to the Warner Brothers studio itself, where it seems like everything's still on fire. Although it would appear that they are setting some dates for some of their upcoming slate, including the Furiosa prequel, as well as a live-action animated hybrid movie called Coyote vs. Acme. I'm glad it's versus and not V. But it looks like Furiosa will be set for 2023, along with Coyote vs. Acme, and a musical film adaptation of The Color Purple, based on the musical version of Alice Walker's story. So, yeah, I'm excited for some Furiosa. I wish Charlize Theron was playing the character again, but whatever. I guess de-aging technology doesn't exist. What? No, it's Anya Taylor-Joy from...
well, she's good.
yeah, she is
She
good.
was in that Terminator, Dark Fate, right?
No,
Was
that's
there?
Mackenzie Davis.
She was in the Emma movie you didn't like, Corinne.
Oh.
Was she in The Witch?
I didn't like it. It's okay.
Was she in The Witch?
Yes, she's in The
Yes.
Witch. Yes, she's the
Yes.
gal in The Witch.
She's Ileana Rasputin in The New Mutants.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
And-
I liked my version better. I think they should get Mackenzie Davis to play young Furiosa.
From Terminator.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a
I could
cool
see that.
idea. But none of us work for Warner Brothers, so that's not happening.
Warner Brothers, call me. I've got a lot of ideas.
I'm
You know
gonna
what?
tweet
Like a
them right
Martian
now.
Manhunter movie, you pieces of shit.
You know what?
Corinne's like, I'm the head of a studio. It needs to be British and Japanese anime, and then I'll greenlight it. If it's anything else, go fuck yourself.
Hey, Ryan, might be
Yeah.
better than me being put in charge of the studio because we all know where that'll lead.
No, if I'm put in charge of Warner Brothers, and I'm going, don't come to me until you have the new Friday the 13th script.
And then you
No
just chomp-
movies get greenlit.
and then you chomp on a big candy cigar because you're not going to smoke a real cigar, but a candy cigar.
Sure, Chris Nolan wants to go back to the Batman universe. He better make the Friday the 13th first.
Oh my God, Christopher Nolan's Friday the 13th.
Oh my god.
What does that look like? Is it 2.5 hours?
Oh,
That'd be-
shit. Now I just thought Christopher Nolan doing a theatrical version of The Dark Knight Returns. Oh, boy. I'm setting myself up for things I'll never have, you guys.
You'll never get it. I'm too busy working on my sound design and just trying to make sure it's as comprehensible as possible. But also, Warner Brothers has announced further plans on their streaming situation. Regarding the DC slate, seems that the bigger DC films will be released to theaters, and then smaller films will be going to HBO Max with potentials for HBO Max spin-offs. So yeah, like a Wonder Woman is going to go to the to theaters, and then some of the smaller stuff, like I guess it seems like the Peacemaker and some of the stuff around the Suicide Squad will be going down to the service. So yeah, that's how they're going to do that. Warner Brothers' decisions as of late are causing a bunch of shifts in Hollywood, and it's so much so that Sony, the studio that we, including me multiple times, have shit on this show, is going to benefit greatly from this because they're going to get all the creative people, because it's been bandied about town that they are still in the theatrical game, which is true because a lot of the titles that have been going to the drive-ins, whether catalog or new, have been Sony releases. Like the Drive-In 88, Brad, wasn't that there were a lot of Sony titles and Sony lineups, like triple bills of Sony just strewn about that lineup.
Yeah, they offered the cheapest licensing fees, I guess, during the year. So, yeah.
So they're still in that theatrical game. So it seems like people are going to start migrating over to Sony again. And they also might look at something like what they did with Quentin Tarantino coming over to them and be like, hey, we'll come work for you. You're not going to just toss our movie under the bus in the theatrical window. And then one last piece of Warner Brothers news. Patty Jenkins says that she won't make, or she's suggesting that she won't make Wonder Woman 3 unless there's a theatrical model existing at that point. So it looks like she's saying out loud that she's going to stick to the guns of a theatrical release. It sounds like she's not happy with the big bombshell news that was released.
I bet the $10 million she got makes it better.
I'm sure it does, but I don't think she was aware that was what they were going to do for the entire slate. She was she already had agreed to Wonder Woman 84 being in that mix, but I don't think she knew what they were going to be doing that ended up causing the kerflooey that we're in right now. We'll move over from Warner Brothers to MGM. They're exploring it seems like they're looking to unload some of their film titles and TV titles as well as their studio. Now, please, everybody make sure that Disney didn't hear that. Make sure they didn't hear me say that out loud, okay? And we'll be all fine. I think, honestly, Warner Brothers should buy it at this point because they already have a lot of their library titles from the era because the 80s and Ted Turner and that acquisition. So I think that would be a move for Warner Brothers if they wanted to compete with Disney. I also think, on the other hand, that MGM should just stay a studio because monopolies. I don't know. Ryan, would you want to see MGM get bought up by another company?
I mean, I really don't have a skin in the game because they need to make money.
Yeah.
And they don't release enough movies throughout the year anyways. I mean, what's their big catalog they're banking on is probably James Bond.
It's Bond, and they've been making do somehow this year thanks to their Orion titles, which have, Bill and Ted Face the Music did well for them considering the circumstances of the year.
Yeah.
And then I know there was another Orion title that came out this year. I just don't remember the freaking
The Wolf of
The Wolf of Snow Hollow. That's right.
yeah.
So yeah, they've done okay. Like, they've had decent hits, but they're not. We're in a COVID land, so it's a different expectation. The one Christopher Nolan talked about. And then I've got two last pieces of news. Steven Soderbergh and Scott Z. Burns, who worked on the movie Contagion, which told the story of a pandemic and an outbreak. They're working on a philosophical sequel. Now, I'm against this only because 10 years ago they made a movie about a pandemic, and 10 years later we got a pandemic. So I don't want them to make another movie that foreshadows the fucking future. On that note, though, I'm excited to see whatever Soderbergh has cooking up. I want to see his new movie with Candice Bergen, and I think Meryl Streep's in it. So.
Oh, yeah, it's called Murphy Brown, Nightlife.
Yeah. Ryan, you just sold 1 million tickets in my heart. Hey, CBS All Access, can you give me all of Murphy Brown? No? Okay, fine. I'll keep yelling. Meanwhile, while I'm yelling, the last piece of news was actually really a nice little uplift for me. Coming to America released a trailer, and it looks fun, and I'm excited for it. Did everybody else watch the trailer?
Yeah, I didn't like the trailer. I thought it felt really flat.
That's how I felt about the Bill and Ted trailer, and I ended up being, wowed by it. So I kind of just embraced what they were giving me, what teases of things they were giving me.
Oh, I'm going to see it. I mean, I have Amazon Prime, so I have no reason not to watch it. But
oh yeah.
And I mean, I do like the first one. I don't know that I don't. Jerry, did you watch the trailer? It kind of didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I watched the trailer, and well, to me, I'm excited. This the first coming to America was amazing. And I only have love for that. It's one of my top 5 comedies of all time, just because. And I don't know, sequels after a long period of time are worrisome because that's the only hiccup that I have. And when I saw the trailer, I don't know, I didn't know where to place it. But again, COVID, I'm kind of letting a lot of things slide. I just want to see the movie. So yeah, overall, I'm glad we're getting it. Trailer didn't really do much for me, but then again, the movie might be nice.
Yeah, I mean, Jerry, it feels like you're in the same boat with me. Like the trailer wasn't much. I love the first one, and I have Amazon Prime, so I have really no reason just not to watch it. And I hope for the best because, I mean, I love 80s Eddie Murphy, and if I can get him being 80s Eddie Murphy again, I'd be really happy.
So that's why I got excited when watching the trailer. It wasn't necessarily the footage. It was like, oh my God, we saw him come back with Dolomite Is My Name. Now he's coming back to this character. This is going to be a blast. What, the footage is okay-ish? Doesn't matter. I'm excited. Yeah. And also Arsenio Hall's back with them, man. That's a lot of fun. And they're making themselves up as different people again too, and play the guys in the barbershop. I'm excited for that. I haven't been excited for Eddie Murphy to put on makeup that way in a long ass time. I can't remember it. Certainly wasn't 2007 with Norbit, but Academy Award nominee Norbit. And
the makeup was good.
It is good. It is good makeup. Rick Baker's a great artist. But yeah, no. After Dolomite Is My Name, I'm on the Eddie Murphy revival train. I want to see that thing chug along as much as it wants to. And that's news, unless I missed anything major.
No.
No.
I think some movies are coming out on Blu-ray next week.
Are you sure?
Let's dive into that in the new release segment.
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
Ryan, there is so little, I'm going to say every title. First off, you can get finally on Blu-ray A Night in Casablanca from 1946. That's a Marx Brothers movie. It's the second to last Marx Brothers movie, but it's the last Marx Brothers movie where they cared. It's the Blu-ray apparently has footage from their tour working out material for the movie itself. So I'm curious to see what that footage looks like. On the new release front, the only thing available is Honest Thief, which you can get now on Blu-ray. No 4K, just Blu-ray. And that's fine, because that's where that movie belongs. And then everything else, it seems like it's anime. So Lupin the Third, Tokyo Crisis from 1998. Devilman Lady, 1998 through 1999. Jinrei, the complete OVA series. Case Closed. Battle Athletes. Full Metal Panic. And that's all the anime. And then a movie called The Last Shift with Richard Jenkins and Ed O'Neill is coming out to Blu-ray if you want to check that out. I vaguely remember this being talked about. I don't know if I've seen it.
I like Ed O'Neill a lot.
I do too. I don't remember if I've seen a trailer for it or anything. I kind of want to check this out. I like Richard Jenkins a lot too.
Yeah.
And then something called The Northlander. Blackjack, the Jackie Ryan story. The One You Feed, and Two Ways Home. Embrace the past. Find your future. And that's Blu-rays for the end of 2020. It would make sense that the last round of releases for 2020 were only one good thing and a bunch of garbage. And that's Blu-rays.
We watch films throughout the week in a segment I call What We've Been Watching.
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Now, Jerry, I usually start with our guests on this, but if you want us to go first to get you rolling, we can do that. Did you want to start? You want me to start with someone else?
No, I can start.
Perfect. Go ahead, my friend.
So what movies did I watch this week?
Yeah.
This was a throwback, and we kind of got into a weird debate about it. I saw 2 films this week. I'm lying. I saw 3 films this week. First one was Die Hard 3.
Yes.
Wow, I forgot how much I love that movie. Just it's good, cheesy fun, and Jeremy Iron is chewing the scenery, having a blast, just being a villain, and the back and forth between Sam Jackson and Bruce Willis is just great. So I watched that, and I was trying to figure out whether that's a Christmas movie or not. I'm still trying to figure that one out because they do mention Santa Claus in it. So, yeah, still trying to figure that out.
Jerry, if you follow my rules, then
Yeah.
you're correct. It's a Christmas movie because Psycho's a Christmas movie because there's Christmas decorations in the background in one shot.
All right, well, yeah, see, there you go. I'll take that.
Yeah, welcome to my club. It's a lot of fun. You're going to have a lot of fun in this.
People forget that Die Hard 2 is also a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
So
it is.
it's
Oh,
even
yeah,
more of a Christmas
right.
movie than Vengeance.
Yeah, see,
But,
they
yeah.
all work. See, I was right. So I saw that, and then the other 2 films were the new releases. I saw Soul.
Yay.
Yeah.
I saw it too.
I think
I'll get
everybody
into
saw
it in a
Soul.
sec.
Right, I saw Soul, and which we'll get into it, I guess. I saw Wonder Woman. So those
Nice.
Nice.
Brad, films you watched this week?
A lot of good stuff, actually. Those Who Can't is streaming on HBO Max. I have HBO Max for the next 14 days or so. So I'm just trying to crank through as much of it as possible. The interface, like I'll be watching something and it'll just end and I'll have to go back and restart it. So that's not great. But Those Who Can't is a TV show that was on True TV for the past 3 years. Got canceled. It's starring homegrown Denver comedians. And I've been trying to get to watch season 3 for a while and haven't been able to, and I finally did, and it's great. And it's a shame that show is over because it was a lot of fun.
You can also, if you want more Grolix in your life, you can listen to their new show, which I've been listening to, and it's fun.
Yeah, Grolix Save the World podcast. They do little challenges each episode to try and better the world. But yeah, those who can't, it's kind of like a less, I'd say like a less raunchy. Oh my God, Always Sunny. That's not. It's set at a school, just very episodic capers with bumbling, buffoonish teachers. So yeah, I got to watch that. I just finished today watching the documentary McMillions, which is I think a 6-part documentary about the McDonald's Monopoly game scandal.
Ooh.
Where this guy in Jacksonville, Florida, found a way to obtain the big prize tickets and just handed them out to friends of his, and they all handed them out to friends of theirs. And so eventually the FBI was like, a lot of people in this family are winning the big prizes. So they tracked everyone down and found out. It really shows the destruction that one guy's scam caused for all, like, in great detail, like all these different, seemingly disparate lives. Like everyone affected kind of gets a lot of good screen time and like shows their story. Like a lot of people who did it were, unaware that it was a scam. There's like, this guy sold this ticket to me and it's a winner. And he said, if I split it with him, I could have it. It's like, in hindsight, it's a stupid move, but at the time it doesn't seem all that nefarious. But the repercussions of that scam is like the company that printed the tickets got, put out of business because, no one could ever trust them to run printing the pieces ever again. The advertising company that came up with the game went out of business. Yeah, so it's really
it's really fascinating.
Yeah, and it happened like around this, like the prosecution happened around the same time as 9/11. So right as it was like ramping up as this like big national case, obviously that overshadowed it, and so you kind of didn't hear about it after that, and so these documentaries picked it up again, and a lot of people got away. They were directly involved, got away with like a couple months of jail time and some restitution fees. But the people who lost their jobs from those companies, they're like the biggest victims. So yeah, and then the other documentary I watched was The Last Dance, which chronicles the 1990 Chicago Bulls, which Michael Jordan in basketball wasn't a thing. Michael Jordan was this huge star in the background, but I didn't follow basketball as a kid. So it was kind of cool to like, the documentary really feels like I'm traveling back to the 90s and a little bit of the 80s. And it's cool because it focuses mostly on their final season, like the 98 season of the like second half of the dynasty. And as that's going along, they'll like time travel back to the 80s. And, the majority of it focuses on Michael Jordan's career. So, I never really saw his rise, I just really saw him as a superstar. So it was cool to see his drive. But at the same time, you see like the negative effects of a person with that much drive, like as an outsider, I see him as this heroic figure. And then the documentary kind of breaks down, how he's just, more of just a human person who doesn't want the stardom. Like he just wants the goal. So stuff like the commercials and the Nikes and like Space Jam, they even have like a segment dedicated to Space Jam. He's part of his deal is like he has to have Warner Brothers construct his like private basketball court and training facility, and he's inviting like every NBA star of the league to come and like just play with him, in between filming, and he's training for the NBA during the day and filming the movie at night, and people are just like, when does this guy sleep? Yeah, then it'll jump back. Like each episode kind of just half and half of like the last season and then leading up to that. And sometimes it's an interesting chronicle of like, he's still playing at like an elite level, even in that last season. But you can kind of see where, despite his claims of like having this drive to be excellent, by that final season, he is taking a lot of shortcuts, and obviously he's in his late 30s, so he's not making those huge, like, physically impossible jumps to the basket anymore, but he's still playing better than most people are. But he still thinks he's playing at an elite level. But you can kind of see where, they argue that if the top of the office hadn't, like, that season just unilaterally decided they were going to, like, start rebuilding, even while everyone's doing really well, they could have gone for another couple more years and probably won more championships. But from what I saw, it seemed like it was a really good time to end. Like, definitely go out on top.
I've only gotten in a couple episodes in. I still have to finish it, but I also appreciate that show highlights all the other players as well on that team.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good look at Dennis Rodman too, because again, growing up, he just seems like this wild guy, zany personality. But watching the documentary, and his relationship with Phil Jackson is like, here's this guy who's so good at what he does that he's bored with it.
Yep.
And he's that genius that just needs to be, like, handled. He needs
to find a way to excite himself each time. Like when he's traveling to Vegas. Within the span of how many hours? Like
when he breaks in the middle of the NBA Finals to go do a wrestling match and then come back hours later to do the game, like it's unheard of. Like the leniency for that kind of thing is just like, it's just great to see that, like, Phil Jackson just understands his players that well.
That's why they call him the Zen Master, man.
Yeah. So it's just a great. I think it's like pretty long. I think it was 12 episodes or something, or 10. It's just fascinating because it's just a part of the zeitgeist that I was very unfamiliar with, and it was cool to check it out. And they just do so much detail about it. And then the 2 years in between where Michael Jordan retired, and then his dad was murdered. Like, that was
I want to see that Chicago Bulls with Michael Jackson.
Like, he could have probably done a four-peat, if the media hadn't, like, got on his case through the finals, and then his father's murder is just like, no wonder he, like, broke down and wanted to play baseball. They're pretty hard on him. So check that out. And then the last thing I watched, which was pretty cool, was Barry, which is the Bill Hader comedy where he's the hitman who wants to be an actor. It's like a good. I thought it was gonna be like funnier, haha, but it's actually more funny drama. There's 2 seasons up right now, and Bill Hader plays this hitman who's kind of disillusioned, and he, like, one of his hits involves him going to this acting class and taking out this guy, and he just kind of inadvertently stumbles into, like, reading a line very well, and, like, people are like, oh, you're really good at this, and then he's not that great at it. He's just kind of, like, in the right place at the right time, but he's so desperate to get out of that life. He's, it's just like a hobby that he thinks he can, like, build into something more, and it's just the twists and turns, and the exploration of, like, can someone who has done these dark things be redeemed? I think pretty quickly the show says no, but you like, Bill Hader does such a great job of humanizing that character that you're like, you really want him to get away from it. And the end of season 2, you're like, I don't think this guy's ever going to get out of this. Like, he's just too broken. So I can't wait to see what season 3 has. And it's also, like, amazing for him to show this guy who isn't a very good actor, but when he needs to elevate, like, move the story along, like, I don't know, just playing someone who's a good actor also has to play someone who's not great at it, like, sort of mediocre. And then the moments that move the story forward, he has to turn it on. It's just like I've been watching all those SNL sketches prior to this, and just, like, him and the rest of that cast are just, like, really good at just acting.
I still love his Daniel Plainview talk show sketch on SNL.
Yeah, I drink a milkshake thing. Yeah,
I drink a milkshake.
And then the Fonz is in it. What's his name? Henry Winkler is the acting coach. He's a pretty like it's cool to see him be like a mentor to that character in the show, and really to like everyone else in the theater. Yeah. I think there's anything else. Yeah, that's about it.
Corinne, what did you watch this week?
Other than a lot of Star Wars and Christmas stuff, I watched the new show on Netflix called Bridgerton. It is a period drama, although it's like Shondaland period drama, so of course there's a lot of like scandal and sexiness and whatever, and it's like, it's okay. That's kind of what I was expecting because I saw the trailer for it. Julie Andrews does the voiceover for this mysterious figure who like knows everybody's hot gossip, Lady Whistledown, and I was just like, whatever, I'll watch it. Pretty good. It's only 8 episodes and I'm on the 5th one right now. And so like Shondaland, like I applaud them for having such a wide diversity of actors in their casts, even for a period drama. There's a lot of actors and actresses of color on the main cast, and I just figured it was just a thing. Like, this is just the story, just kind of race blind casting, that they're just like, yep, the Duke is a black guy, and these other people are, Hispanic or whatever, and you just don't even think anything of it. But they actually incorporated it into the story. Admittedly, so far, it's just like this, almost like a throwaway scene where they explain in universe the queen is a black woman. And they're like, yeah, because the king married a black woman, black people or people of color, became accepted into society and were made, members of the nobility and the gentry because of that. And so that explains why everyone is kind of on this equal footing racially in a society that historically was not the case. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. Definitely different than the usual Jane Austen, Elizabeth Gaskell stuff I'm used to watching. So, it's okay. I'll finish it. And then the other thing I watched, and Jerry and I think Ryan, you watched it, so feel free to jump in, but I watched the new Pixar movie Soul on Disney Plus.
I did too.
Woo!
Yeah, I forgot that was part of mine too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay, so we can all talk about Soul. I really liked it. I liked it, although it wasn't quite what I was expecting. Without getting into spoilers, the structuring was a little different than I thought it would be, just in terms of like the different plot points that happen. But like the way that it ended, like that montage at the end, I was like, damn it, Pixar, why are you tearing up my heartstrings again?
So your concern was that it would only be only good, and then it ended up blowing your mind by being amazing, right?
It didn't blow my mind, but it was just more of like, it was just more of like the plot, like what happened in the movie and kind of the central conflict. Basically, I wanted it to be more of The Good Place, and it was more of Spies in Disguise or something like that.
But it was done correctly this time.
I don't know. I didn't see Spies in Disguise, so I can't
didn't either,
speak for that. I mean, I think it touches on a really heavy subject matter in a way that I thought was well done. Generally, I need to watch it again to really absorb the whole thing, because I think watching it that first time and like my expectations versus what I got, I'm like, I need to like mentally adjust and watch this movie and really absorb what it's trying to impart to me. So what did you guys think?
Overall, I would say Pixar has gotten really good at tugging at the heartstrings. It feels as though ever since Up, it's just one after another. They know how to...
Well, even back in like Toy Story 2 with Jessie's song, that was a big cry moment.
But
Still is.
Yeah, but nothing like this, though. I think they've just gotten really good at that. They've also gotten really good. I mean, I was looking at it visually. There were scenes where the backgrounds were so realistic and the atmosphere was so real. I had to take it like, I know the character models were very cartoonish, but it got to a point where I couldn't distinguish it anymore. They all felt very real.
You get really immersed in it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
very immersive experience. As for the story, I liked everything about it. It's just, and like to your point, Zach, it's just I expected something, did not see any of this going, and I think that's what made it such a great film for me. It's I was expecting, there's gonna be like when they showed all the character models of like heaven or something. But I also did love that part, which is I forgot Jerry's like, okay, you guys will be insecure. And you guys will be this. I thought that was just
self-absorbed, and he goes, "Why do we should need to stop sending so many people to that dome?"
Yeah, I really like the design of all the characters, like all the like supernatural beings in like the Great Beyond and the Great Before. And it was just kind of trippy to see like that difference in the art style.
Yeah. That was the other thing. Very, very great. But yeah, it's just I expected one thing and I was completely blown away. And for me, the moment was, when he got to the dream, like what he wanted, and realized, sometimes when you get to the dream that you want, it's it's not what you expected. And it was just such a weird thing to see in a Pixar film. So. Yeah,
this feels like a really, really mature Pixar film. I don't know if a 5 or 6 year old sat down, would they really get it? Would they be entertained? Coco is obviously like a masterpiece, and I think really blends that, this kind of like something, a very heavy topic, but also it's like a fun story that will keep younger kids engaged. Yeah. Whereas this, I'm like, I don't know if a 5 or 6 year old would sit through this.
I kind of agree, although obviously one of us has a kid here, and maybe he can attest to whether or not his kid watched it. But
can I talk on my podcast? I didn't know.
Yes, you can, Ryan.
Ryan, what did you think of it?
It's a beautiful movie, not just by the art, but also by the story. Even though it deals, I think, with very serious issues, I think it has a way of touching people in I don't want to say simplistic way, but helps everyone understand what's important in life. And sometimes getting what you think you want isn't the most important thing that you need. And to be truly fulfilled, you can say it's money, you can say it's the fame. And there's the great moment, where he plays with the band, and that's the whole reason he cheated death, was to go play in this quartet. And when he's up there and he's playing great, he realizes that that's not his life calling. And just being alive is special.
When she tells that story about the fish looking for the ocean.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and to answer your question about a child, Kellen loved the movie. I think there's enough there to keep kids' attention. Obviously, because my kid has a really short attention span, and he loved it. So I think the world it creates, like the Terrys and the Jerrys in it, they remind me a lot of Donald Duck in Mathematical Land. They have that kind of two-dimensional thing to them. And the actress who played Terry was awesome.
You mean Jerry?
Jerry. Yeah, Jerry.
One of the Jerrys. there are multiple Jerrys.
No, Terry is an actress too. I'm pretty sure. Let me look at the IMDb real quick. But
Yeah, but I just generally felt like the movie was geared more for older kids than something
Oh, no, I
like
agree.
Cars, for instance. I think Cars is more for your like 4 or 5-year-olds, and this felt more like, I don't know, 8+ sort of thing.
Cars is for the only intelligent, the super intelligent, Corinne. To understand how the cars talk takes a brain power that I don't possess.
Terry is voiced by Rachel House.
Okay.
And no, I just love when they're at the end. They go, "Yeah, here's the award that Terry asked for."
It's a award that I clearly deserved and will gladly accept.
But yeah, it's it's a cute movie, and it deals with really heavy issues, but in a way I think everybody can relate to. And it's also, I mean, it's in the title. It's the soul of the person, but what makes your soul complete? And I think that's universal. I think it's universal. You always think you need something. But Brad and I were talking earlier today about, material items for Christmas, and what do you really need and what makes you happy are two different things. Mm-hmm. And I think that's universal. And it's definitely a movie I think that people should watch, and is a movie that is really good for what is happening right now, is to appreciate what you have, not what you need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just to follow up on that's what got me. And I was thinking about the last movie, which was Coco, which kind of dealt with similar themes, but
Actually, the last one was Onward.
Right, but...
Or was it? Was that Pixar?
Yeah, Pixar was Onward.
Oh, yeah, it was Onward. I like this one better than Coco. There's something that I've seen this movie twice, and it speaks, like you said, especially with this year, with everything that's gone, that everyone's experienced, finally getting to actually ask yourself the question, it's not what you want, what do you actually need?
Mm-hmm.
And that's, this movie really, everything you guys said, and it just blew me away, so got nothing but love for that.
Yeah, and what I love too about the film is you get, you're really into it, and they do that montage about his life, and I love how it ends. I really do.
Yeah.
I think it's so freaking beautiful. And I mean, I knew it was kind of spoilish, the quote I put on my Twitter feed. I was hoping it was vague enough where people would still see it, but it's, what are you going to do now? And he says, I don't know, but I'm going to live, basically, is the gist of it. And it's pretty great.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx is stellar in that film.
It's an astounding voice performance.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell it was him half the time.
I didn't realize Tina Fey was 22.
Oh, really?
I didn't. I hadn't heard. I haven't watched 30 Rock in a while, so I forgot what she sounded like.
Why do you sound like a middle-aged white woman?
That should have given me the clue, but I was like, well, this could be anybody. But dude, like I'm glad that I didn't watch any trailer for this film beyond that one teaser we got pretty early on this year, because I was like, I put it on right after work before recording here, and I was just hooked to the television. You couldn't drag me away from that thing. The animation is beyond anything I've even seen Pixar do with stuff like Coco and even Toy Story 4, where we were marveling at Toy Story 4 and that opening scene in the rain. Jerry hit it on the nose. Like that world is immersive to an astounding degree. Like, it is flat out New York. It's living and breathing in that atmosphere. It's some of the most stunning animation I've ever seen. And there's the whole story works for me. That entirety works for me. My favorite scene in the movie is when one of his students comes up to the door and says that she's going to give up the trombone. Mm-hmm. And then 22, as Joe goes out and listens to her play, and it's just beautiful, like, teacher-student moment. Like, there's like this beautiful thing of like being inspired and not giving up kind of thing like that little scene there touched a nerve. And then the ending when he looks upon all the items on the piano, like there's a truth to the idea of this being a mature Pixar movie, because that's a shot of an independent movie. That's not a shot in a Pixar movie or a Disney movie per se. That is a shot that comes from the years that they've built on that reputation of being able to tug at adult themes while being for an entire audience full of children, adults, middle-aged kids, whatever. It's pretty astounding, like how they were able to do that. And the movie is so intimate for having the scale that it does in the Before place and the Great Beyond. Like it's a very intimate movie, and I really appreciated what they pulled off with it. It's astounding.
Yeah.
Could almost do a whole episode about it.
I know.
Oh well.
Is that it, Corinne?
That's all I've been watching.
Zach?
I did not watch a whole ton. I had a Christmas Eve marathon of programs that I selected. This is my first annual ever that I'm going to do. And I programmed this correctly. So I started with the Jack Benny program episode where Jack does his Christmas shopping. And it features, Ryan, you'll love this. Mel Blanc's on screen, as he was on many of Jack's shows. And this is considered one of his finest performances on the television show, where he plays a put-upon clerk that Jack keeps annoying. And it's a Christmas episode of a television show that still remains to this day, has one of the darkest endings to any holiday show I've ever seen in my life. And this is an item from the 1960s. So it's astounding how dark it still remains. I won't spoil it because I would encourage people to check it out. It is like it's hard to suss it out in a modern scheme with mental health, but it's just astounding that they got away with that in that era, and you could definitely not get away with it today for good reasons. And then I put on Scrooge from the 1950s. It's also known as A Christmas Carol over here, but this is the version of A Christmas Carol that James recommended to me years ago, and I sat down and watched it a few years back, and I loved it. And I rewatched it for Christmas Eve. And any version of A Christmas Carol can usually suck me in pretty quick and tug on my heartstrings, because that was one of my grandfather's favorite stories. This version I love because Alistair Sim just knocks it out of the park as Scrooge. It's still one of those performances that is able to balance a bit of light humor with a lot of the dark things that happen in A Christmas Carol. And Ryan, I've forgotten about this. Dr. Pretorius himself, Ernest Thesiger, is in that movie playing the Undertaker,
Right.
who tends to Jacob Marley's passing, and then also is among the many people who's trying to sell Scrooge's shit when he's dead. But that's stacked. It's a stacked British cast too. If you haven't seen this film, I recommend you watch it on the grounds of, like, if we're talking about Christmas carols from the golden age of Hollywood, the one from MGM from the 30s is good too. But I do recommend this one because it's British cinema in the 50s, and it's kind of experimenting with a lot of interesting visual tropes that I really love how they show the suffering and the lamenting of the poor after Jacob Marley's given his spiel in front of the fire. And the children playing ignorance and, oh God, the two children at Christmas Present's feet are still some of the creepiest looking versions of those characters in this story that I've ever seen. And then, of course, I cry at the end when Tiny Tim says, "God bless us, everyone," because I'm not a religious person, but my grandfather used to say that at dinner all the time. So I got choked up. And then I got choked up again because I rewatched It's a Wonderful Life. This time I watched it in 4K, and I'll never watch it any other way again.
I texted Ryan in the middle of watching it going, this transfer is fucking gorgeous. Like, I have never seen that movie look that good, but also I don't think I've seen a black and white movie look this good in 4K. Not even the Psycho remaster looks this good in my mind. It's pretty remarkable. And if you don't know the story of It's a Wonderful Life, it's about how George Bailey needs to be convinced that he shouldn't toss himself off the bridge. But it was
Well done,
wonderful.
Clarence.
Attaboy, Clarence, attaboy. Like every time I rewatch this movie, I forget that Christmas only happens for 30 minutes of the movie, and the majority of it really is this life story of a man who really keeps getting seemingly the worst luck in the world. Barrymore as Mr. Potter is still one of the vilest, scumbaggiest people on the planet. He resembles a lot of people that we know today. But it's just still a wonderful delight. It's a wonderful movie called It's a Wonderful Life. And you should check it out. And if you get the 4K, you can take that color disc and toss it in the garbage. Because there's no need for that movie to be in color.
I know. Do you follow Screenplayed on Facebook, Zach?
No. Why should I? Explain.
Screenplayed is they'll run a scene from a film and then they'll have the script scrolling beneath it.
Oh, you've shared some of those with the Joker.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. And they had It's a Wonderful Life, the last scene where he's like, "Attaboy, Clarence," and with the but they put the colorized version. I'm like, what the fudge? Like, it doesn't look bad. It's
now I don't want to follow him. I don't. To quote Orson Welles speaking to Ted Turner rhetorically, tell that asshole not to put his crayons on my movies. No, you don't need it. I guess if somebody wants to watch the colorized version, it's there for your enjoyment. I still have to dig into the special features on this thing, though.
Well, one of the things that you might find is the alternate ending, the deleted version of the ending, Zach. It was unearthed by Saturday Night Live.
Oh, that sketch is lovely. That's Phil Hartman SNL too. That's a wonderful sketch. It's a wonderful sketch about It's a Wonderful Life. And then I watched A Night in Casablanca, the second to last Marx Brothers movie that I talked about. I don't have the Blu-ray yet. I still have it on DVD.
What are you doing?
What? Oh, and rewatching it. It's been a while. It holds up better in my mind because having gone through the MGM movies again, apart from Night at the Opera, like the MGM movies kind of decline bit by bit by bit. There's still great moments in them, but they're also carried by like unnecessary plots for the Marx Brothers. There's no need for the big action set pieces that they have at the end of those movies. Night at Casablanca has a way to kind of appease people who like both versions of the Marx Brothers because the brothers feel more involved in the comedy and dedicated to giving good performances in it and delivering their shtick properly. And also, it's the Marx Brothers versus Nazis, so I'm not going to complain too hard. If the Marx Brothers want to fight Nazis, I'm not going to tell them to stop. Certainly, I don't have the time machine to do it. But if I did, I certainly would not take time to go over there and go, hey, no, stop, Zach. Let the Marx Brothers fight Nazis. Especially if the main Nazi is played by Sig Ruman, because I love seeing Sig Ruman get smacked around by the Marx Brothers. So why wouldn't it be even better if he was a Nazi in this? It's a fun movie. It's not great. I noticed in this viewing that. So, I mean, Ryan might know this a little bit more than others, but the Marx Brothers at a certain point, they start becoming much more in service to the love story in their movies, and this really begins in A Night at the Opera and then carries into the MGM realm. In this one, Yeah, they're still in service to the love plot. However, there is less and less of the love plot in that movie, thankfully, than there is in the other MGM films. So, if you're looking at getting that Blu-ray, I would recommend giving it a shot. It's not the best Marx Brothers, but it's Marx Brothers. And then I watched Soul. And if you don't watch Soul, why haven't you watched Soul? Watch Soul. Like, I can't. Hello? Watch Soul. And that's all I watched this week.
I really didn't watch that much. My wife gave me this Bombshell on Christmas night. We
She
usually
gave you
watch
the movie
Christmas...
Bombshell?
Yeah. No, on Christmas night, we usually watch a Christmas movie, and she usually picks like Krampus or Gremlins, and both fine films, but we've seen them so much. I said, Laura, can't we do something different? Can't we watch, Die Hard this year? And she said, I've never seen Die Hard, and I couldn't believe it. So we watched Die Hard. And
How? How did
I
that
don't
not?
know.
How?
I don't know. And her dad loves action movies too, and used to let her watch them when they were younger. So I don't know how she didn't see Die Hard, but she liked it because she likes action movies. And yeah, that movie's still awesome. That movie is a Christmas movie,
Yes.
and it's just lots of fun. You get the full on Bruce Willis guy before it was the Bruce Willis, Bruce Willis. And
Before I want $1 million per minute of film that I'm on screen,
yeah,
Bruce Willis.
but it's still fun because he's still, just an average guy. Just come out to the coast, have a couple drinks. I like the movie a lot. What I don't like is because I haven't watched it in a long time is I have the Die Hard collection on Blu-ray,
Mm-hmm.
and it's in a horrible packaged thing. I don't know if anybody else has the orange one, where it's in two separate foldouts, and the discs are like tucked really tight into the cardboard. And so I forgot how much of a pain of the ass it is to get it out. And
I don't think they've ever done a good version of that.
I know. Still a fun film. I seriously, if they didn't have Die Hard 2 and 3 and, I guess 4, I would just trade that in and get the the Ultra HD of Die Hard only. But yeah, just bad packaging. And the only other thing I watched is on Disney Plus, they have a documentary series called Marvel 616. And each episode is directed by a different filmmaker, and they touch different areas of the Marvel comic universe. So there's one episode where they talk about the women characters of Marvel, the Marvel method they talk about. They have two artists from Spain that they do a whole documentary about, cosplayers. It's a really cool documentary. Paul Scheer's on one where he's trying to find forgotten heroes, and they're called they're horrible. They're like this dolphin and bear and lion that get superpowers by these like enhanced headbands or something. I can't remember the name of the group, like Battle Animals. I forget. But anyways, I watched the episode and then I went online and was seeing about it. And I guess after that episode came out, everyone was buying up those comics that were originally like $2 and now they're selling for like $20 each. And they're totally shitty characters, but it's done really funny. And yeah, that's all I watched. But if you want to see stuff on the Marvel Comics side, I would definitely check out Marvel 616 on Disney Plus. And it's cool because each episode is directed by a different director, so each one has a different feel to it, and they each are unique in their own right. Definitely check it out. It's fun stuff. That's all I watched. This week on Real Nerds, we streamed Wonder Woman 1984. Corinne, should people watch Wonder Woman?
Sure, couldn't hurt any. I liked the movie, maybe even a little bit more than the second one, just because I feel like it stuck the landing a tiny bit better. But it's still not quite.
Wait,
what
are you
I
including
wanted to be.
Batman Superman as the first Wonder Woman movie?
Oh, no.
Okay, so Wonder Woman. So this
Did
is
you
the
say
sequel to
that
Wonder
name?
What's the second one? That's not this.
This is the second one.
You said you like this even better than the second one.
Oh, I meant I liked it better than the first one. Whatever.
Okay, cool. That's what I was trying to clarify.
Oh, sorry. It's been a long day. Anyway, yeah, it wasn't quite what I wanted. It's still not quite as good as I would want it to be, but it's ultimately harmless. I feel like it's kind of like maybe upper mid tier of superhero movies.
Jerry, should people watch Wonder Woman 1984?
Yeah, absolutely. Without a doubt. Couple of things from that. One, if you love comic books, why wouldn't you watch this? I mean, honestly, you owe it to yourself to watch it. Secondly, this is a Wonder Woman movie. I can remember a time when even getting a first Wonder Woman movie was, I don't know, we didn't think that would ever happen.
Impossible.
Yeah, you had a better chance of predicting when Jesus would come back than when they would make a Wonder Woman. So there was, so I streamed it. So it was, yeah, I would say go watch it. And yeah, it's not a perfect movie, obviously, but yeah, I was just really thrilled. I enjoyed the movie overall, and there were 3 key things that made me completely throw away all the problems with it. Not sure if you guys want to do it now or later, but yeah.
After the trailer, we'll get into spoilers, Jerry.
All right, cool. But yeah, Jerry's recommendation, go for it.
Brad, should people stream Wonder Woman 1984?
Yeah, it pains me to say this, but this was like a huge misfire for me. Like, I was shocked that this was the movie we got. I just have so many questions about why this movie is what it is. I don't know why it's really even set in 1984. It seems like there's nothing about the plot that needs that. There's like certain, like, I can't believe we have 2 out of like the limited amount of Wonder Woman movies we get. We have 2 where her problem is that she can't be with Steve Trevor. It's like, is there nothing else you can do with that character? Yeah, I'll bitch about it more after the trailer.
Zach?
I'm a little bit more positive than Brad on it. I think the movie has some issues, primarily in the script department and the runtime department, but I really liked and admired the optimism and the attempt to tackle bigger themes that the movie tries to go for. I don't think it succeeds, but I appreciate the effort. And I really liked Pedro Pascal in this movie. He was very, very interesting to watch. But yeah, I'd say check it out, especially if you've gotten the free trial for HBO Max. Do that, and then watch Looney Tunes cartoons, because that's the best thing they have on their service right now.
I do want to add, like, I did like one thing about it is that it does, in a meta way, the one thing I think it does achieve is that it does reach for that Richard Donner Superman feel, which would be a very 1984 thing. Mm-hmm. Like if this is a movie that came out in 1984, this makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle on this one. I loved the first Wonder Woman film, and I think there was a defining moment in that film when she crosses no man's land, and that's a moment with the music, with what Diana does, makes it. That is the movie to me, and that's who she is as a character. This film really didn't have that, and it looks spectacular. I think the music is good in it, but I also agree with Brad, is if you're going to set something in 84, shouldn't it feel a little more 84-ish? And besides, look at the jazzercise we're doing, you know.
It feels like it's just an
And-
excuse to use the aesthetic. Like, why wouldn't you
Yeah.
use like, oh, it's an indictment of the like consumerism and like excess of the '80s, you know, with the whole wishing thing. Like, why wouldn't you make a stronger parallel to that?
Again, they like it said, like they try to do it, but they don't succeed.
We might want to
Anyways.
wait until
Yeah.
the trailer to get into spoilers.
Anyways, if you have HBO Max, yeah, stream it. It's fun. I mean, it's still a fun film. Here's the trailer for Wonder Woman 1984.
This world is not yet ready for all that you will do. Your time will come, Diana. And everything will be different.
Citizens of the world, I'm here to change your life. Anything you want, anything you dream of, you can have it. You look like you saw a ghost. Diana, look at you. It's like not one day has passed.
I don't want to be like anyone. I want to be an apex predator. You've always had everything, while people like me have had nothing. Well, now it's my turn. Get used to it.
I've never been one for rules. The answer is always more. The way I fly, they will never find us.
I forgot to tell you.
What?
Radar.
Will they shoot at us?
Barbara, what did you do?
You know, I'm not so keen on this one. I figure you are, but you know what? I'm ready to go.
I think we can do better.
Parachute pants?
Yeah,
Does everybody parachute now?
So 70 years have passed, I guess, since World War One and the passing of Steve Trevor. And Diana now works for the Smithsonian as a scientist. I don't know what she does.
Archaeologist,
And-
I guess.
Yeah. So she's there. And while she's there, there's also Maxwell Lord, played by the Mandalorian, is trying to get his oil company off the ground, but he's a con man. So he's banking all of his stuff on this MacGuffin rock.
Yeah. Like the purest MacGuffin ever.
I know.
The Dream
Wait,
Stone.
no. I don't approve of this bullshit.
Well,
You know,
it's like-
and I can understand like why people would have a problem with the Dreamstone, but actually I didn't think it was that bad just because I remember a lot of because I'm a big fan of Wonder Woman from the Justice League cartoon from like early 2000s, and a lot of her stories were very centered on like the magic and the gods and stuff like that. So this actually didn't really bother me because I'm like, this is Wonder Woman. This like you just kind of need some weird shit to get the plot going sometimes.
It's interesting how that eventually the stone goes away because Max himself becomes the MacGuffin, so in a sense the MacGuffin's gone. But like I didn't have a huge issue with its existence per se.
Really?
I was
Like-
gonna.
It's just like when it comes to a comic book movie, I'm kind of expecting them to do certain things like that. I don't think this is as egregious as the multitude of MacGuffins in something like Rise of Skywalker. But,
hey, good point.
But I get why it's an issue because we are spending a lot of time on this stone, and it's
you have a wishing stone that will do whatever you say. Like, why does Max Lord have to go around convincing people to make wishes? Why doesn't he just like wish that everyone just gives him his wishes?
Because he only gets one, right? Don't he only get one wish?
It's his way of getting around the whole like, oh well, if I had a genie, I'd ask him for 1,000,000 wishes and then just basically make him my slave.
Yeah,
like,
but also, why do the people have to give him anything in return?
Because it's a monkey's paw. Well, it takes from you. As it gives, it takes.
Yeah, no, I understand that, Zach. But why do they have to give it to him?
Because he's the Dreamstone now.
He wishes to become the stone itself.
Yeah, and then he uses it to just like convince people to give him their oil land. So why doesn't he just ask for the oil land to begin with? Like, why does he have to become the wishing stone?
Because he wants to have his.
He needs people to make their wish, and it has to be like a genuine thing, I guess.
Well,
like,
I was going to say.
Go ahead, Jerry.
His plot.
Well, I was going to say three things. One, on the stone thing, I think we spent like a decade watching, I don't know, a purple alien collect magical stone to put on a gauntlet. So that's also a thing we should also, that's a thing that we all watched and didn't see.
But Jerry, we also didn't have Thanos go, I wish for my inevitability.
Yeah,
but there's more to it than just that.
I feel like the Infinity Stones had rules to them.
Yeah, it had rules which it broke, but there's that. But the other thing is, and I do agree with you that the Dreamstone's function in the film was problematic because it, by him becoming the Dreamstone, it didn't make sense. So if I make a wish or you ask me for a wish, there should be a negative consequence to it. That's just one of the things that happened. But he chose what the negative consequence was. So it just bothered me a little bit. So if he said, I want your health and your life force and whatever, then like it just the science of it didn't make a whole lot of sense.
The reason why I'm not incredibly perturbed by it is because if the MacGuffin's function primarily is to be an item that the characters care about, and vicariously, since we care about the characters, we care about this, it technically succeeds because I do technically care about these characters, or at least I care about Diana, I care about Steve ? And I care about Barbara in her own way.
Why does the stone need to inhabit a stranger's body to manufacture Steve? Like everything else it conjures up out of thin air, but it needs to like take over an existing person's body and make them do things against their will to be Steve.
That confused the hell out of me when it came on screen. I'm like, wait.
Why can't
this
this be Steve?
Yeah, so then they do the trick with the camera where they 180 it, and then all of a sudden the mysterious hunk is now, the hunk I knew back in World War One, and it fell flat for me. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna make a bold claim. I know that the scenes between Steve and her are wonderful to watch. I don't think Steve Trevor needed to be in this movie.
Nope.
I did not see the purpose. Go ahead, Brian.
I didn't say anything.
Sorry.
It was Jerry.
Jerry, sorry.
I was going to say, if you're going to remove an element from this film, I don't think you would remove Steve Trevor. I think you remove Maxwell Lord.
I agree.
Steve Trevor and what's happening to Diana and her grieving and trying to, and that coping mechanism and all of that. I think Steve Trevor was important to be in there. Maxwell Lord's, unless he's the main villain, I don't think he works as a secondary villain. Because his entire plot, like if you remove everything that's Maxwell Lord's, the movie then just focuses on Wonder Woman and Barbara and Minerva. And it feels a little bit more impactful.
I
Would it be
I
more
agree, Jerry, because that scene when Kristen Wiig is walking down and she sees the drunk guy again and starts kicking him and stuff. I go, okay, I'm behind this villain because she makes more sense because I'm giving a power I've never had before,
right?
And I'm going to take full advantage of it.
Right.
And her wish, she lost her humanity, I guess, in it, and
her warmth and her kindness is what Diana refers it to.
Yeah. And so then, how did she turn into the cheetah?
Because she wanted more, and Max gave her more because the magic MacGuffin.
Wouldn't it be more compelling if, since it's a monkey's paw situation, if she brought Steve back, but Steve came back as like a worse person, like he just devolved and like wasn't everything that Diana wanted him to be?
But this is a superhero sequel, and we need to have her lose her powers at some point because that's been established as a trope in superhero films to get people further invested into it. I mean, Spider-Man 2 did it very successfully, so a lot of other sequels have tended to go into that territory when they feel it's necessary.
Well, I think the person that if you wanted to turn evil based on the influx of power would be, you could say Diana made the wish and got Steve Trevor back, not through like quantum leaping into some other dude's body, but in more of just, you could give him an actual body.
He did quantum leap.
Yeah.
And just then you have Barbara getting all of Wonder Woman's powers because of because so far she's had negative experiences, not badly, but then you can play it onward, like, well, she gets all this power, she becomes evil and grows in there. Wonder Woman she's becoming Diana, but just with all based on her interaction, it goes bad. Diana having to relinquish Steve Trevor, and you could easily do that, or you can say that Wonder Woman still has her power loss, Barbara is bad, and Wonder Woman is still trying to figure out what the right thing to do, and because she's depowered, she goes and gets the golden armor and uses that in battle, and you could do something like that. I don't know.
Which the whole gold armor thing, like, that was useless. Like, because Cheetah just ripped it apart.
Yeah, also, too, I mean, I'm not saying I totally I actually enjoyed parts of this movie a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But was Diana afraid of fighting in this movie? Like, when you're talking about the armor when the cheetah's ripping it apart, she never, like, punches the cheetah, doesn't do anything. She just lets her destroy her armor.
The movie made it feel like Wonder Woman's, like, her first choice is to not fight. Like, I definitely got that, like, she's a very peace first, like, fight is the last resort compared to other superhero movies. So I get that. But also, she figures out how to fly in this one. And how does that work? Because in 2016, she doesn't know how to fly.
She uses the air, and also 'cause love, Brad. 'Cause love.
Well, I would say, like, just adding to that would be... Well, I would say I come to this because I've read so much of the comics that I know that Wonder Woman has two natures to her character. You have the warrior nature, which you got in the first film, which is, I will fight an enemy until either I'm dead or he's dead. That's the only outcome. But then you have the more empathetical character, which is driven by, because she was given all the gifts of the gods, one of them was wisdom. So in her using those abilities and just not trying to punch like Cheetah or anything like that, I thought that was interesting. That was an interesting way to go against an adversary. I thought that yeah.
Yeah, in the comics she snaps Max Lord's neck, so
yeah,
they definitely switched that around.
Wait.
I thought that so like once they said that, like, to kill or like to resolve the whole situation with the Dreamstone, either everyone renounces their wish or you have to destroy the Dreamstone, and that being Max Lord, I was like, she's gonna break his neck, she's gonna kill this guy.
Superman
and then
style.
It's like, yeah, and then of course she didn't, and I was like, well, I guess, yeah, it's more in keeping for like this version of the character. Like, you're right, like, she's not this bloodthirsty, like, I will kill even if it's a last resort sort of thing. But
wait a minute. Oh, you guys just blew my mind. She breaks somebody's neck in the comics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah,
Zack
she-
Snyder.
Yeah,
so,
she breaks Maxwell Lord's neck in the comics. It's a very famous scene.
So did Zack Snyder see that comic and go like, "Say, this'll work for my Superman movie"? Like that? Nah, I got to rethink the entire DCEU now.
Also, the Invisible Jet. Like, I was.
That was so awesome.
Did I miss it? And she really said, like, I have this power, but it only works sometimes. So she just touches the jet and it becomes invisible.
No, you got it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was just like experiment. It was just like a way to get the invisible jet in
So,
the movie, and I was
conceivably,
fine with it.
Conceivably, she could touch Steve Trevor and make him invisible. She could make herself invisible when she's fighting Cheetah.
Yeah, but the thing is she's only experimenting with the power, and I don't know if she can undo it.
Because she
That's
lost
the
that.
thing.
Because she lost that coffee cup, guys. She lost that
Exactly.
coffee cup. And also, by the way, why do we need her to fly when one of the things I do know about Wonder Woman from cursory knowledge is an invisible jet?
And I honestly thought it was bullshit that he didn't teach her how to fly the invisible jet. I'm like, it's her jet. You teach her how to fly it. But then she flew later in the movie, so I was okay.
I agree. I don't know. Okay, guys. Like, I mean, again, my comic book knowledge is like on the basest level imaginable, unless it has to do with a guy in a Rorschach mask. Do the can she fly in the comics?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right then. All right.
I know. I'm down with her riding lightning. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
But full on Superman flying, like, it's weird to establish that when you've already had like 3 movies set in the present where she can't do that.
But they're erasing that continuity, except they're not, because we're getting that director's cut. I don't know what this universe is supposed to be anymore. I've just given up and said, okay.
It's like normal DC continuity. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Oh.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. The one big comic nerd on this with me knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Even if it's the multiverse, it doesn't make sense because she's still in this reality.
It's a retcon, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, she, when she started.
Because I honestly thought it was bullshit in the first movie that she couldn't fly. So
that was kind of the
giving
thing.
us, Also, she finally threw the tiara, you guys.
That was
if she had said, Hera, give me strength or something like that, I would have just flown out of the room. Like, yes, she finally said that. We finally got Wonder Woman for real.
And then am I the only one who thinks that maybe this film needs to be 2 hours and 10 minutes and not 2.5 hours?
I agree with you, Zach.
Lord out of it.
You cut Maxwell Lord out, and also
I think that intro sequence needs to be way shorter. It took forever. I'm like, get to the point. She's gonna cheat. She's gonna lose.
Also, tighten up around the section when we're being introduced. I mean, obviously, you'd be getting rid of Maxwell Lord for this, but also trimming around those introductory sections before Steve Trevor enters and such. Like, just tighten it up a little bit. I'm not asking for the moon. I'm just asking, like, tighten up some scenes. Some things just last a little bit longer than I think they should.
It's also a huge missed opportunity when you establish your movie. The first scene is about like not taking shortcuts, and then in the final fight, she never says cheetahs never prosper. Just complete waste. Complete waste.
Oh my god!
I did like the movie, the music a lot, and I thought there's times when I thought the music was really good when she was in the invisible jet and they were flying with the fireworks, and the rally music where she's riding lightning. I thought was really good.
I'm surprised they jettisoned that like guitar riff that they had for her from the.
Well, they have it in a Hans Zimmer version because you can hear strains of it throughout, but it's not the guitar.
But also, you make an '80s movie and you don't put any '80s pop songs in there. Come on.
Yo,
I thought they had one at like the gala thing they were at.
Yeah, it was like a remix of like, I don't know, Depeche Mode or something.
Yeah, but they missed out. I agree. Like to have an '80s movie and not have, Hungry Like the Wolf or Love is a Battlefield.
Or just anything by Van Halen.
I mean, yeah, they're just missing opportunities on there. Yeah.
Yeah, when she throws her tiara, Panama's playing.
My god!
Oh my gosh! Right? Don't even tell me.
Can we take that scene and now remix it with Panama?
Barry,
Oh.
get on it.
You should do it when she starts riding the lightning. You use jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
my
when she's
gosh.
I was gonna say use Thunderstruck. We can't do that. That's Iron Man.
Yeah. You gotta get some girl bands in those. So you definitely gotta get like Joan Jett or Pat
See,
I
that's
can
Benatar.
see that.
The one
The
thing that I
Go-Go's.
think Captain Marvel did well, even though it was maybe a little on the nose, arguably, but it's like it did. It felt 90s just thanks to the music.
Mm-hmm. And I will say here's one thing I will throw in its favor. I appreciated an 80s movie in the current 80s retro vibe we all still feel that addresses, even though it fails at it, tries to address, hey, the 80s weren't that glamorous spot you all remember it being because history and the state of the world. But again, it doesn't do anything with it. It touches the whole capitalist thing that John Carpenter does better in They Live, which was made in the 80s. It barely touches that surface because it does a very cursory version of it. But I don't know. Like I liked the scene in the mall a lot, though. That felt like an 80s action movie.
Also, she's fighting like criminals in the open in a mall. Like, and later Batman has trouble trying to track her down. Like,
The mall scene.
All the malls closed
And of
down.
course,
I don't know where to find her.
nobody recognizes her. Nobody's like, hey, you look like that Wonder Woman lady who's been helping everyone.
It doesn't matter, guys. The DCEU doesn't exist anymore. It's now all the things and yet none of the things at the same time.
I would say, like, in the mall scene, a lot of this film really felt, because when I was looking at the writers, Jeff Jones is one of the writers on this. And this was a guy who really loved Dick Donner Superman. So there's a lot of that shade in there. And, you know, the Kurt Swan wink that she does to the little girl. And I think that's when the movie, that little girl, that's who this movie's made for. I think, and one of the things that I started thinking about, I was, thinking about this movie a lot is, as a 35-year-old man watching this and trying to, even though I've read comics, there's a giant disconnect with that little girl who she winked at in that scene in the mall. So I honestly started thinking, that's who this movie might be made for. And I think if you look at it through that lens, it plays. I mean, it plays incredibly well.
And that's why I can't throw the movie under the bus entirely, because, like, for all the things that I could nitpick, there was enough of that good feeling within it that I was like, this is a cool superhero movie for an audience that's dying to dissect it and digest it, that's not our age, and will carry this forward. Like, that's more than enough reason for it to be existing and being watched.
Yeah, and also not represented. I mean, this was, I think, Corinne, you and I had this conversation when Captain Marvel came out. I think we saw it more than once. I grew up with Batman, Superman, a lot of male characters, and it's not to play the gender card on this, but I do also think that, we might not, I mean, as a guy, I sometimes have to remember, like, I might not be the best audience for this, and that's perfectly fine. Like, if I'm just, Captain Marvel, I had issues with that movie, but all of my friends who are women love that movie, and I just started realizing there's something I'm missing, and that's why I'm always kind of just take a step back and go like, okay, how harshly do I want to tackle this? Wait, I might not be the right audience. I need to check where I'm going with this. So that's just me.
I mean, it's always fair for you to just not like a movie just because you don't like a movie. But also it's fair to say, like, you know what? It's not for me. Other people can like it if they want. And then you just move on.
Yeah, I was on board with it, like, through that mall scene. Like, I was like, this is great. And then everything after that, I was just like, this is what the movie's going to be? Like, what's going... We're doing this? Okay, well... And I've seen, like, a lot of people still love it, so that's great if it inspires them. But
yeah,
it's also really long.
Yeah.
This is one thing I don't think we've touched on. This had a remnant of The Dark Knight Rises for me, where much like how Batman's not in that movie that much, but Bruce Wayne's in that movie a ton. Diana Prince is in this movie a bunch, but Wonder Woman's like, she has that first big scene, and then she's gone for a good chunk of the movie before she comes back in Egypt, and then there's another big stretch before we get her back again. So like, there's a lack of Wonder Woman in this movie up until that third act when we get all the Wonder Woman. So I feel like there was just a lot of time without her being Wonder Woman, and again dealing with.
And she's using her powers as Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And honestly, I felt like the third act was where the movie kind of fell apart for me. And it seemed like that whole last bit with her and Maxwell Lord and the whole like renouncing wishes thing, which, by the way, shout out to Hollywood for keeping the wind machine companies in business. But
you're welcome, Corinne. That's what we do.
It just seemed like it took forever, and then he's been the sleazeball this whole movie, and then he gets like this little moment of redemption with his son, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I love Pedro Pascal, he's a great actor, but that character, I'm like, you did not earn my sympathy in any form. You were a terrible person. You should be in prison, and your son deserves a way better father. So.
But Kylo Ren's cool, right? He only killed 1 billion people and his father.
Yeah, which, when you say that, it makes me go, Pedro Pascal wins the award this year for great father and terrible father.
I mean, I think that Pedro Pascal has just been typecast as like hot single dad.
And you know what? I just realized, and okay, now I've got to watch The Mandalorian now. I've forgotten that he's in The Mandalorian and The Mandalorian. So now I've got to watch it because I liked him in the movie a lot. Even though I don't like the way his character's written, I like his performance. I like his charisma. He's in Kingsman: The Golden Circle too, and I liked him in that movie too. So yeah, I'm down for more Pedro Pascal. What did we think of Kristen Wiig as Barbara?
Okay,
I thought she was
about to
underused,
get into that.
big time.
Yeah,
I thought she was same here. I thought I was telling Corinne about this. I'm getting tired of the trope, like which is Michelle Pfeiffer, crazy hair, glasses.
Nerd.
Jamie Foxx, crazy hair, glasses.
Nerd.
Jim Carrey, crazy hair, glasses. It's like
a nerd.
I'm like, oh, but
did you mention Jamie Foxx in Amazing Spider-Man 2 as well?
Yeah, Jamie Foxx, crazy hair, glasses. It's like, okay, that's but she was underused. I wanted more because in the comics, Cheetah is Wonder Woman's arch nemesis. She has the same level of importance as a Lex Luthor or the Joker, and just.
I mean, I kept thinking of that scene in Justice League Doom, the animated movie, where like the contingency plan for Wonder Woman is that they give her a drug so that she hallucinates seeing Cheetah everywhere, and she basically fights until she is exhausted because she cannot let Cheetah escape from her. Yeah, Jerry's right. This is her arch nemesis, and I wanted more interaction between them.
She's barely an antagonist in this. Like her beef isn't even with Wonder Woman. It's that she, just wants to keep her powers.
Yeah.
She doesn't want the Soul Stone to go away.
She's relegated far too off to the side. I was under the impression by all the trailers that we were getting that Cheetah was our villain, and to have it be Maxwell Lord feels kind of.
Yeah, so my two changes that I would make to her character is, number one, I think I think Barbara should be younger. Kristen Wiig is 47 and she looks great. I don't know how old her character is supposed to be, but even if she's like 35 or something, I think she's a little too old to still be like this, a woman who is so accomplished and so well-read, and she's like a doctorate and everything, and she's still so completely insecure and just like not put together. And I mean, maybe there are people like that out there in the world, but I have yet to meet any of them. Find me an insecure PhD. I mean, something.
She should also already be friends with her.
Yeah, that's
movies.
Yeah.
They don't just meet in the movie and then there's no strong connection between them. it just feels like hollow. Like, oh, she's just there because we added her to the movie.
Exactly. That was my other suggestion, is like make her like she's like young, like she's maybe early 20s. She's just gotten her PhDs. Like she was a genius all through school, and she was like advanced for her age. And so that's why she got her doctorate so young. And now she's out in the field for the first time. And she's just like trying to navigate this world and all these like high expectations for her. And of course, then she befriends Diana and they have this close friendship. And that's the thing, is like, Wonder Woman is a feminist icon. She always will be. And I like Steve Trevor, I guess, but I want to see a Wonder Woman who has these really strong relationships with the women in her life, but be it her mother and her aunt, or be it female friends or female Justice League members or whatever it is. I want to see, a woman who supports other women. And so much of this movie is her and Steve, and that's fine. But
we already saw that last time.
Yeah.
Also,
and they don't mention her mom. She doesn't mention her mom or her aunt or Themyscira at all. And it's like, shouldn't she miss her mother? Shouldn't she miss all of her sisters? It's just so baffling to me that she's in love and hung up on this guy that she knew for like a month 70 years ago, and she doesn't mention her own fucking mother at all in this whole movie.
Someone else pointed out that like she's this goddess and she's complaining by the end of the movie, like, when do I get something great? It's like, you are invincible. Like, you've already won the lottery. Like, Steve should not be this thing that you're hung up on. Also, too, like with the Barbara thing, like, why not have the, like I said, they've already been friends for years. Like, this movie could be jumping in where Barbara is like ready to snap because she's constantly getting passed over for like Diana. Like, everything just comes easy for Diana because she's pretty. Like, that could have been like her thing of like, I'm tired of, like, we're friends, but like, you always get like everything. I know they kind of say that in the movie a little bit, but like, if they'd already established that they had a long-term relationship ahead of this, it would have been like more impactful.
And also, and to be fair, this movie does portray Diana to be a little bit of a loner because she is immortal, and she maybe doesn't want to make those close connections with people because she knows she's just going to lose them again. So I would have wanted to see her, like, her first real friendship other than Eddie or Hattie or whatever from the last movie. I would want to see her. Yeah, I would want to see her befriend Barbara, and then their friendship is, tested because Barbara becomes Cheetah somehow. But Diana still makes the choice of like, no, I'm not going to give up. Like, I found this connection with people, and despite everything that's happened, I'm going to decide to, not shut myself off from the world again.
This movie, I felt like there was a thing that I kept thinking about throughout those moments of Diana alone reflecting. I'm like, this movie's trying really hard to hit the beats of Winter Soldier and Civil War, where Steve Rogers is, pining for that past he can't touch again, but, living in the now. And I feel like there's not enough. If you're going to go down that road, I need a little bit more well-rounded script-wise breakdown of how she's feeling about it, because I feel like I don't feel like I got a lot of her frustration with it apart from the scenes involving Steve Trevor. And again, as you were alluding to, I want more mentions of her life on Themyscira because it seems like it's a pretty important part of her life and her upbringing and everything, and etc. And I liked those elements of the first film as well. And so there was, I don't know. But there's a lot of hope in this movie, guys, and I admire that.
Yeah, this movie has a really hopeful outlook on people, and it's like, considering everything that's happened this year, and admittedly we've seen a lot of displays of unselfishness and compassion, but we've also seen a lot of people be hella selfish and refuse to do the right thing just because they don't feel like doing it. And I'm like, wow, so every single person renounced their wish holy shit, that would never happen today.
The optimism oozes out of this movie in a way that I have, like, it does, like, Brad's right, it has that Donner feel at times. And there's a lot of that Donner feel within that optimism in there. Like, the first Superman movie was a good, like, mental callback as the thing was unfolding.
There was even that guy in the store who wished that woman dead, and then, like, as he was, like, everything's going down, and he's, like, struggling to renounce his wish.
Yeah.
Like,
I really hope that guy who, like, when they first uncover the stone and he, like, held it and he's like, I wish for coffee. I really hope he renounced his wish.
Yeah, there was I was going to say. The other thing in this movie that really, this is where, I mean, there are moments in the movie where I teared up just because I'm that guy. But another one was Linda Carter showing up in the movie. That was big because the Wonder Woman 60s in the TV show was a movie that me and my mom watched. And so I grew up with Linda Carter as Wonder Woman. And to finally get to see her in the movie was just like, I just was like, I wish she had more to do in the movie, but you know what? Fuck it, I'll take it. I mean, it was just so great. And to just, and
they even described her as like their greatest warrior, their most honored warrior. And, you know, we see that end credit scene where she's out and about in the world. And it's like, we could potentially get a Wonder Woman 3 with Linda Carter on screen with, well, not as Wonder Woman, but with Wonder Woman as like another Amazon fighter, like their legendary warrior. That would be amazing.
It would. I want it.
Yeah. And I want Cersei to be the villain for the third one. Give it to me.
But on a funnier note, it did dawn on me as I was watching that third act fight. This is like a weird episode of Looney Tunes. So it's like sitting there going like, huh, okay. I'll let Zach explain it.
Are we talking about the cheetah fight?
Yeah, I was like, man, this feels like Sylvester versus Tweety or something.
Yep. I thought cheetah cat.
I thought that. I was just like, oh, well, this is, all right, I'm laughing. But
yeah. And they get into some, you know, because it's on that military base and they're fighting back and forth and she doesn't have the wings and now it's just the gold armor and whatnot. It is like watching a cartoon fight. You know what, Kevin Smith tweeted about it, and actually it's very astute. Is like, this is like watching a Saturday morning cartoon come to life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
For better or for worse.
And
to be fair, I also like the fact that they changed Cheetah's origin story, because as far as I remember, it was kind of like a, the Green Goblin from the first Spider-Man movie, where it's like he experimented on himself because he couldn't get the funding to experiment on real people. So,
how damn I?
So, like, that's how she becomes like.
There is no bashing of Spider-Man in this fucking podcast.
Nobody was bashing it. Jeez, Ryan, chill.
I just want to see Kristen Wiig say, "Ow, damn I!"
Back to formula, and she just shoves a guy into a bunch of scientific equipment.
Yeah.
But yeah, making her powers tied in a sense to Diana and that dynamic was actually really cool. And I wanted to see more of that. And I thought that Kristen Wiig's performance was really good. I was a little nervous that when she got cast as Cheetah, and I'm like, really? Cheetah? Like, are we talking about the same character here? But no, she did a great job.
Is she alive at the end of this? I couldn't tell.
She is.
Yeah,
Okay.
she is.
Okay.
Did she renounce her wish?
She didn't.
Nope.
Oh.
Somebody's the cheetah forevers.
And
Well, I don't think she looked like a cheetah at the end, though.
no,
But she probably still has the powers, though.
yeah, she was regressing back to her previous form, I think, which was I think in that fight scene in the
White House.
in the White House.
Mhm.
So it didn't say whether or not, but she didn't say that she renounced her wish. So
Which means she has to go find the MacGuffin stone again in order to fully become the cheetah woman.
yeah, which
Yeah, that's Zach's Alfred Hitchcock, Jerry.
Yeah,
if
I'm
you don't know
sorry.
who that
I
is.
just when you said MacGuffin, you opened that door. You all knew what you were doing. But yeah, no, I mean, I mean, if we could get her in the third one somehow and have her be more prominent, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's. I mean, this is a movie that I'm going to watch again and again, and it's also definitely something I'm going to share with my nieces because
Yeah.
a lot of these superheroes. I mean, I'm glad that I get to enjoy it, but my niece is not going to watch Avengers Endgame. She's just not gonna. You know, she doesn't have that. It doesn't speak to her. Even Captain Marvel, there's this. It's just not. But this one, I think it's one of those where, you know, it's light, it's fun. Yeah, there's a lot of plot holes that are, you know, problematic to the story, but, you know, you feel good at the end of it. It's bright, it's colorful, there's, you know, so.
Yeah.
Right on. Jerry, before we get out of here, you want to remind people where we can find you on Facebook, on Instagram?
Yeah, you guys can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/theartofjerrym. Instagram, same thing, The Art of Jerry M. And you can find me on YouTube at Artogem at youtube.com/Artogem.
Thank you so much for coming back on, Jerry. We appreciate it. It's great hearing from you and seeing you via Zoom.
Thank you.
Next week on Real Nerds, we're doing our annual Film Explosion episode 2020.
Yay!
So if you have favorite films from 2020, make sure you send them to us. We record Saturday morning. I just want to say thanks to Jerry again. And until next week, bye.
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 Thank you for listening to this episode of Real Nerds Podcast. Real Nerds Podcast is a production of Nebulous Visions Multimedia. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill and Plan 9 Studios for our kick-ass theme song. Also, if you're in the Denver area and you're looking for a cool place to see movies, we see them at the Alamo Drafthouse in Littleton and now also in Sloan's Lake. Thank you to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics for supplying us with all our comic needs, especially you, Andrew. You know who you are. And a big shout out to James's mom. I'm giving you an electronic hug that you can feel through the airwaves. Thanks for listening, and have a nice day.